Do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head?
Hey guys, my name is Zuri and I'm back with another video. So in January, I heard a lot of people talking about this show called You, which is on Netflix. So I decided to check it out of curiosity, and needless to say, I am now a fan. So what is this show about? You follows the life of a man named Joe Goldberg. Now on the outside, from all appearances, Joe is just your average Joe. He manages a bookstore. He's a little bit on the quiet side, a little bit nerdy, but then again, who doesn't love a good nerd nowadays? One day, a woman named Beck, who is an aspiring writer, walks into his bookstore and he falls immediately in love with her. The relationship between Beck and Joe would have played out like your average romance or romantic drama or romantic comedy if it weren't for the fact that Joe is a serial killer and a stalker. So there are going to be a lot of spoilers from this point forward, so if this show sounds like something that you'd be interested in watching, I suggest you pause this video, go watch it, and then come back to this video when you're done. It's called You, it's available on Netflix. I know this is kind of sounding like a sponsored video, but I promise you, it's not. I'm just a big fan of the show. So the reason I'm making this video is because I have a theory about our main character, Mr. Joe Goldberg. But in order to explain my theory, I have to kind of give a recap on season 1. So if you've already watched the show, I'm just going to be kind of giving a little bit of a summary of what happened in season 1. We see Joe obsess over Beck and basically kill everyone in her inner circle that he feels like is posing a threat to him. We, the audience, are basically made to believe that he is motivated by the need to be loved. At least that's my interpretation of it, is that the reason why he killed Beck's best friend and her ex-lover is because he felt like they were standing in his way and that everything he was doing was for her. Right? He felt like they weren't good for her, but he was good for her. So it's a messed up mindset, but it's Joe Goldberg's mindset. Like, after 20 episodes of being stuck inside his head, you kind of start to understand his thought process, and it's kind of scary. But yeah, his motivation is to be loved, and he just desperately wants to be loved by someone. So when Beck finds out all the things that he has done, stalking her, killing her best friend and her ex-lover, she's obviously turned off and tells him that she can't love him. And of course this is devastating for him, and he ends up killing her. Beck's death upset me so much. Not because I didn't see it coming, but just because it's like, I grew attached to Beck, okay? I liked her, okay? My whole takeaway from season 1 was that Joe was motivated by his desperate need to be loved. And this is stemming from his abusive childhood. In season 2, we get more backstory on what his childhood was like. But in season 1, it's more like alluded to what happened. But in season 2, we get most of like what happened in his early childhood. So season 2, we see Joe fall for a new woman, coincidentally named Love. So honestly, I was surprised that the whole big plot twist for season 2 was that Love was also a serial killer. But at the same time, I was thinking like, okay, if he wants a woman to totally love him, even after finding out that he's killed people, then he needs to be with a person that's also killed. So the fact that she was also a killer kind of worked out in my head, because I'm like, okay, they're both killers. So you would expect by the end of season 2, Joe would be happy, right? But he's not. And the reason for this is this is where my theory comes in. I believe that Joe is not motivated by the need to be loved by someone necessarily, because Love does love him. and you know, she's also killed people, and she's also pregnant with their child. So you would think that he's happy. But at the very end of season 2, the last scene we get is Joe stalking another woman. Well, he's looking at another woman, and you can tell by his inner dialogue, his inner monologue rather, that he has a new obsession with this mysterious woman. We don't see her face, but he's just like, hello, you. And it's like, are you kidding me? This again? Number 3, are you serious? Actually, number 4, don't forget Candace. Candace deserved better, okay? There was a hashtag on Twitter, Delilah deserved better. Candace is the one that deserved better, okay? I'm not saying Delilah deserved to die that way. Love killed Delilah. It was a whole thing, but anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here. So you would expect that after everything he went through in the past, and after everything he did to get to this point, he would be happy now, right? Because he has this woman that loves him, and he's expecting a child. Like, things should be great. They're moving into this nice house in the neighborhood, right? So this is where my theory comes in, that he's not motivated by the desperate need to feel loved by someone, but he's motivated by the need to control someone and the need to control the situation. With Beck, he lost control of her because she wasn't able to love him after discovering all of his dark secrets. And with Love, he also lost control of Love because she is her own entity. Basically, Love being her own killer is just something that he can't touch. It's like he's met his match, essentially. Like, he's met somebody that he can't really control them because he's seen the damage that she's caused. He literally saw the crime scene that she created. So he's like, whoo, can't touch this one. But Beck was easy. Beck was just like a one and done, like, okay, like, you're useless now. So another thing that I kind of just realized is that Joe treats the women that he's with like they're books. Now, books and reading are a huge part of the show. As I mentioned before, Joe works at a bookstore, and the previous owner of the bookstore was the one that took him in and the one that abused him. And it's alluded to that he basically forced him to read a lot, that if he didn't read certain books, if he didn't know certain works of literature, he was stupid and didn't deserve to work there, so he forced him to read. And when you're reading, you learn a lot about whatever world that the author has created. You know, you're gathering all this information. So what Joe does is he gathers information about a specific woman that he finds attractive or endearing. And typically he finds out all of this stuff before he even starts talking to her. Once he's done reading, once he's done getting to know this woman completely, including how she feels about him, even after finding out about all of his dark secrets, away with her. But the difference is, with Love, he hasn't thrown her away yet. But it's hinted that he might, since he's already eyeing some other person. So that leads us to the second part of this video. What are my predictions for season 3? I'm not sure when season 3 is coming out, maybe later this year or next year. I don't know for sure. But what do I think is going to happen in season 3? I do think that we are going to get to know this mysterious woman. I've heard a theory being that this woman is his mother or someone else from his past, but I don't think this is someone we've seen before. I mean, this person had a wedding ring, I believe. I could be wrong about that. It's kind of been a couple weeks since I've watched this show. So I honestly don't think it's going to be anyone that we've seen before, because last time I checked, his mother wasn't married. I mean, she could have gotten married after the last time he saw her, but, you know, I don't really think so. I think we are going to see the slow unraveling of this perfect life with him and Love. I do hope that we get to see their daughter kind of grow up. Well, they want it to be a girl. We don't know if it's going to be a girl. It could very well be a boy, but I think they wanted their kid to be a daughter. So I do hope that we get to see her, like maybe as a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old. Like I want to kind of like see them interact with her more than just her being like a baby that they take care of. Not that there's anything wrong with taking care of a baby, but you know what I mean. Like I kind of want to see like what her personality is going to be, if she's going to inherit. Imagine having 2 serial killers as parents. Like, will the 2 serial killer genes cancel each other out and we'll get a normal kid? Or will she also be just as chaotic? Like, I am very curious. So I hope we get to see more of that. But honestly, I'm not sure where season 3 is going to go. I'm very interested in seeing it. And I know that You is actually based off of a book series, and that the author is continuing to write this book series. So I actually want to like read the book series, because all of this is just based off of, my whole theory and analysis is based off of the show, but I kind of want to compare it to the book as well. So yeah, that's basically my theory, that Joe does not want to be loved, but really he just wants to control, and that he will go out of his way to control a situation, even if it means going out of his way to ruin a good thing. Because, okay, let's say he killed all these people. Maybe he can settle down and run away from all of that, start a new life, grow his family, you know? Just leave the serial killer and stalker life behind. But no, he's not going to. He's not going to, because he needs to control a situation, and he doesn't. I don't know. So yeah, it's been a while since I have hopped on this channel, been about a month. I have planned out some videos that hopefully will go up soon. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed this video. Bye bye for now.